Sanchez, an airliner has crashed into the Florida Everglades. Right now, 109 people are presumed dead. You will be hearing tonight from family in Atlanta and here in South Florida. 7 News at 10, a special edition, is up next. Next on 7 News, first at 10, a jet leaves Miami International Airport. Moments later, it crashes in the Florida Everglades. By air and by sea, rescue crews are searching for any sign of life. So far, no presumed survivors. Loved ones rushing to Miami International and the airport in Atlanta, all learning the terrible truth.
It was terrible, you know. Oh, the plane crashed, you know.
A dramatic story being told tonight by those who saw the tragedy. Also ahead, the history behind the airline. It may be the company's first crash, but the airline is no stranger to catastrophe. From the crash site, from Miami International Airport to Atlanta, 7 News bringing you extensive Team 7 coverage on the crash of Flight 592. I'm Rick Sanchez.
And I'm Lynn Martinez. A special edition of 7 News First at 10 is next.
Live from South Florida's news station, WSVN-7. This is 7 News at 10 o'clock.
It seems to be a high-impact crash. I'm not an expert on crashes, but we're finding various pieces scattered over a large area.
A DC-9 crashes in the Everglades.
It's impossible to put into words how devastating something like this is.
We are continuing to look for survivors. We have found none at this time.
More than 100 people on board, all presumed dead. It was in the air for only a matter of minutes. Time, though, for something to go terribly wrong.
A Valujet airliner, Flight 592, has crashed into the Florida Everglades. 109 people were on board tonight. All are presumed dead. We have Team 7 coverage tonight. Everyone in the Newsplex working different angles on the story. We begin with 7's Patrick Fraser. Here is near ground zero, where Flight 592 barreled into a swamp. Patrick, start us off.
Well, Rick, the rescue workers are still out here in the Everglades, but the truth is there's very little they can do. From the air, you can't even see the plane, and from the ground, there are no survivors to be seen. The Valujet slammed into the Everglades, and right now it's assumed everyone aboard died.
Patrick, we're going to be getting back to you, but we've got a lot of ground to cover tonight. The DC-9, we should tell you, was made by McDonnell Douglas. The plane was first flown in 1965. Now, this DC-9 can carry up to 113 passengers and crew. Its top cruising speed is 513 miles per hour, has a range of 1,076 miles.
Emotional scenes today at both Miami International Airport and Atlanta's Hartsfield Airport. We have both scenes covered tonight, and we begin tonight with 7's Mark Londner. He is at Miami International Airport. Mark?
Lynn, a crisis counselor told news people just a short while ago that relatives of the victims have been collapsing in her arms. Those are her words. She's one of many counselors who's been helping out here. We're told that about 40 or 50 relatives of victims are expected here, many of them being moved to rooms in nearby motels, several of them coming in from out of town in the wake of this crash. People who came to the airport earlier today looking for information were taken to a special room here.
All right, we heard about the reaction and situation at Miami International Airport. Now to reaction from Atlanta's airport, the plane's, of course, scheduled destination. 7's Craig Stevens is putting together that story from the National Satellite News Center. Craig?
Lynn, as opposed to the Miami airport where TV monitors were shut off, so not to worry other passengers, word of the crash reached and saturated the Atlanta airport pretty fast. Plenty of folks there upset by the news. Others, meanwhile, admitted to being a little bit relieved.
The best time to fly.
Some passengers at Atlanta's Hartsfield International Airport took the news lightly. It wasn't them, and it wasn't a loved one.
We just heard. We figure maybe it's the safest time to fly now, hopefully.
But for others, the crash of Flight 592 will haunt them forever.
Is there a problem?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
Who are you expecting?
My sister.
And where's she coming from?
From Miami.
This woman is being led to a room where she and many others were given the awful news that the flight en route from Miami to Atlanta crashed in the Everglades.
I'm waiting for somebody from Miami.
Okay, you just heard about it.
On my way here.
Okay, are you okay now?
Yeah, he's okay. The flight's coming, so I'm fine.
Airline officials in Atlanta also set up so-called family rooms to shield relatives from the media and to offer them crisis counseling. That is it from this end for now, but we're going to be keeping an eye on the satellites for any additional information out of the Atlanta area. For now, at the Satellite Center, Craig Stevens, 7 News Night Team.
And we do have a 7 News crew in Atlanta as well tonight. We are expecting a live report from 7's Lynn Gordon in just a couple of minutes from now again. We'll bring you her report as soon as she gets set up in Atlanta.